Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. Welcome once again to Saturday Morning Cartoons, along with my fantastic host. Once I bring them up on the screen, there's Jerome right there on the right, and there is Rose. I think maybe I ought to unmute you guys so I can hear you. But wait a minute, let me think about that for a minute. Okay, I thought about it. Anyway, there you go, guys.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How you guys doing this morning?
Pretty good.
I hear
chocolate milk. How can it not be bad?
Ooh, man, oh man, oh man, do I love me some chocolate milk. I am experimenting again this morning. We are live on YouTube as well as our Facebook page. But my chat room alone, I can't see.
Mark, when you say you're experimenting, especially with today's topic, aren't you supposed to give us a diabolical laugh?
Oh,
there you go. Now you got the idea.
This is not my show today anyway, which is a good thing. So
does that make wait a minute? Does that make you my Igor?
Sure. I'll try. Sure. Good morning. Okay, now I'm seeing the people popping up this morning. The lovely Cheryl there. Kevin, buddy, how you doing, man? You're up early over in Denver. Good grief. Wait for Brady to get in. I know he's from. Maybe I ought to plug in my earphones. Guys, this morning we're doing something, one of our special shows as usual, and this show is going to be based on cartoon villains as presented to us by Jerome. Let me make sure I don't lose anybody because I'm about to plug in my earphones, which I forgot. I don't hear anybody. Say something.
Is that better? I don't hear you. Don't. Hey, we lost him.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're gonna have to, tell Mark to keep his headphones on. Every time he takes them off, he's great. He can, he gets it all fixed with his headphones, and then he takes them off for some reason, and then we lose them again.
I think my computer just has a conniption every time I plug something in and out of
it.
What'd you do, man? Don't confuse me. So Saturday morning cartoons, we got a few housekeeping things that we need to come across. In a few weeks, probably somewhere in August, we're going to be on hiatus. We're going to take a little break. I would like to go to the beach on a Saturday, and I'm kind of the beach kind of guy where, I want to be there first thing in the morning, early. So we're going to take a little bit of a break somewhere in August, probably at the end of this month. Oh, there you go. I see everybody in the room here. I started my watch party. If you guys have not, start your watch party on your Facebook pages there.
Mine's up and running.
Yeah, cartoon villains, guys. This is Jerome's show today. And Jerome has, I'm about to say Jerome. I don't know, Jerome.
I like it, Jerome.
Yes, that's his Jewish name. His Jewish name is Jerome. Yeah.
Oi.
Jerome.
Oi, they.
Hey, Jerome. Hi, Jerome. Hated it. Anyway, so Jerome is doing a segment on cartoon villains. We all know who our villains are, and each time we focus on an individual topic here, it's no way that we can go through everything that we know it's out there in an hour or even 90 minutes for that. It's just too many. So I know Jerome has a list that he's created, and he's going to talk a little bit about cartoon drones. I just heard my voice, and I just realized that was me coming over my phone, so I just turned the volume down. So, all right, so Jerome, explain this to me. What the heck is this cartoon villains thing that you got going on today?
Okay, so let me do the introduction here, okay? Heroes do a lot of good for us all. They save us from the tidal waves. They save us from the avalanches, the earthquakes, the meteor that's about to strike us. Wait a minute, we're going to leave that one for this year, 2020. I got that on my bingo card. But you can only do there's only so many natural disasters and so many buildings falling over or some guy falling off of an I-beam that you can do, okay? So you got to have a villain. You know, you got to have your nemesis, somebody who's trying to take over the world, somebody who's trying to kill you. You know, the usual stuff that all villains face. So for every hero, you got to have a villain. If you can't have a villain, then what's the point of the hero? You know, any schmo can, you know, run into a burning building. Not to say that, you know, that's a bad thing or anything, but heroes do more than just run into the bad villain, at least in cartoons, anyways. In real life, you know, you run into a building, you're already a hero. So, you know, just so you know that. But so we have to have more. The problem is with this show is trying to find not only clips about villains, but realizing that a lot of the shows that we've talked about, they don't have a lot of them don't have a continuous villain. They have the 1 to 2 episode villains. You have Old Man Smithers on the Scooby world. Mm-hmm. A number of the superheroes, they have the rotating villains going around. So it took a while to find some of these. Now, know this, that real villains, as we know them today, really didn't get started until about the late 80s in cartoons. Yes, you had, who's the one from Johnny Quest there, Mark?
Dr. Zen.
Yeah, you had Dr. Zen, you had the ones from the Super Friends, and a few others, but most of them really got good villains in the 80s and into the 90s. But I've managed to find a few that go back a while. Okay? So, do you have anything you want to add to this, Rose or Mark?
Oh, no, I think, wait a minute, let me get you down here. Rose is there. I think you're absolutely correct. If I go all the way back to, let's say, 40s cartoons, Superman, the animated Superman series, had its villains, but they were different each and every week. There are Superman during our era now where we all know who Superman's nemesis is, as well as Batman. We always known who Batman's nemesis were. So there were a ton of villains. I think they bring variety to the table. I think they bring a little bit more character to any show. When you got a bad guy, it might be hard to think of who the horrible, not in terms of scared of villains were, but just the ones that were like, really, you made a villain out of a teddy bear or something like that. You know?
Well, that's one thing that's interesting is that when doing research on this, I also went and looked at real life villains. Okay, because I wanted to see, you know, how they compared. Because, you know, as Rose will tell you, when you start doing research, you start going down a rabbit hole. Okay, yeah. That you sometimes you're going, how did I end up here? And I actually started reading about, and this is, I apologize if I offended you. I started reading about the Nazis. Okay, and the Nuremberg trials. And what was interesting is that these villains who were horrible people that did terrible things, they didn't consider themselves villains.
Damn them all.
Yeah, I mean, they thought they were doing whatever. And so that started changing how I was looking at these villains. You know, these villains are not actually thinking of themselves as the quintessential, you know, Snidely Whiplash villain. These guys thought they were doing something right and positive. And it just changes how you look at the villains totally, you know?
Yeah. All right. So what do you want to start with today?
Well, why don't we just start right off with a group of villains, and why don't you run the first one, and we'll talk about this clip on the other side. All right, clip number 1.
Clip number 1.
There you go.
Deep within a bleak and dismal swamp, hidden beneath its murky waters, lies the headquarters of the most sinister villains of all time.
I always loved that for some reason.
A Legion of Doom.
The meeting will come to order. The Legion of Doom is now in session. It is the purpose of the Legion to align our infamous forces against the powers of good and defeat them, leaving us, the rulers of the world. To do this, we have gathered together the 13 most ruthless villains on Earth. The frigid Captain Cold. The sinister mind of Sinestro. The awesome Bizarro and Solomon Grundy. Cunning Cheetah and the super intelligent computer android. Black Manta and Broad the gorilla.
Ooh.
The Toy Man and the humorous but sinister Riddler. The feminine yet ferocious Giganta.
I love my Amazon.
Scarecrow.
He scares me.
Not to mention the evil genius and brilliant leadership of myself, Lex Luthor.
And he's humble too.
Yes, he is.
Okay, so let's take a look at those villains. Okay, we had 4 of those guys were Superman villains, 2 were Batman villains, 2 were Flash villains, 2 were Green Lantern villains, 2 were Wonder Woman villains, and 1 was a villain for Aquaman.
Yes.
Okay. What's interesting is that there was a couple in there that most people probably had never heard of, like the Toy Man and Giganta.
Wait a minute, who's Sinestro from? Is that Green Lantern?
Green Lantern. Yeah.
Okay.
And Toy Man is not the Flash. He's actually a Superman villain.
Really?
Toy
Yeah.
Man? Oh,
Uh-huh.
oh, okay. Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
you're right. You're right.
You're right.
Yep. Okay, so you've got Lex with this picture. Lex Luthor is in the upper left-hand corner. I'm going to go around clockwise, right?
Right.
So that's Superman. Sinestro is Green Lantern. Giganta is actually a Wonder Woman one, even though sometimes they use her for Apache Chief.
Oh, okay.
Cheetah is a Wonder Woman, and by the way, she's going to show up in the next Wonder Woman movie.
Yes, I saw a clip. Not a clip. I saw an image.
Right. Solomon Grundy was actually goes back to the golden age of the Justice Society, and he was a Green Lantern villain. I mean, and now he's I guess Superman or Wonder Woman. Right.
Yeah.
Gorilla Grodd is the Flash.
Right.
The next one is Toy Man, and that's Superman. Captain Cold is Flash.
Okay.
Scarecrow is Batman. Riddler is Batman.
Okay.
Black Manta is Aquaman. Brainiac is Superman, and Bizarro is Superman. And Bizarro is the one that of all of 13 of these that I'm surprised that they actually use, because he's not really a villain per se. If you actually go back to the origins and everything of Bizarro,
Right.
you know, I think they could have done better than Bizarro, but I think they just wanted to play around with him.
That's bizarre.
So then, of course,
Sorry.
over time they brought in more villains, and then they used the same Legion of Doom when they did Justice League and stuff like that. So it got pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys want to comment on these villains or anything.
I would just say that if I was Lex Luthor, I would be ticked off that Cheetah scratched up my table.
Well, how else was she going to do her nails?
Well, I figure that's sort of like carving your name in your school desk. You know, So whenever. All right, so let's go back to the 1960s. Mark, go ahead and run the clip.
Okay.
And see what you guys think of these 2 villains.
Oops, stand by for a sec.
Sure. Like I said, it was hard finding good clips for villains, because everybody focuses on the heroes, but villains are tough.
Yeah, for what I've seen, you've done a good job. So let me take this down. Let me throw you up here, and these are probably 2 of my favorites. So here we go.
When our last episode was switched off in utter disgust by over 37 million anxious viewers, those 2 wrongs, Burris and Natasha, were proving they couldn't make a right bad idea.
Think, darling, think. There must be something really rotten we can do today.
I'm thinking, but the worst I come up with is helping to make Moose and Squirtle show 1 hour longer.
Oh, just like you, darling. Always trying to help others get a little more pain out of life.
Then suddenly a thought struck him like a 20,000-volt charge.
Boris, you have great idea.
No, but I have defective cordon electric pencil sharpener.
I have it, darling. A contest. I like being evil because in 25 words or less.
I like it.
All right.
And the cliche-looking Russian spies and the femme fatale. They actually, what's funny is the influence that these 2 villains had on the rest of literary and movie and television culture. You always seem to get this sort of 2 villains in everything else. These guys were the templates for just about all the Cold War spy stuff.
I just thought she was hot.
Well, there's that too, but she was She was a Miss Pennsylvania.
Oh, was she really?
Yes, she was.
Oh, well, that answers a lot.
Okay. Studied in New York, but she went back and became Miss Pennsylvania.
Oh, such
Okay.
a credited beauty show.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see here. They were the parodies of the Cold War Spies. Like I said, whenever people would think about Cold War Spies, everybody would always say Boris and Natasha. That's basically what they say nowadays.
Yeah, Cold War Spies. You're right. I can't equate any other villain associated with the Cold War. To be honest with you.
I mean, you've got the whole Spectre thing from James Bond.
Sure.
But even then, they were you still would see them, those spies during the 1960s, other than like in Goldfinger. Go back and watch From Russia with Love, and you can't tell me that you're not seeing Boris and Natasha in those Spectre villains.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
So
you remember that Russian one that was training what's the guy from Jaws and the Sting?
That was From Russia with Love.
Yeah, but the agent that he was training was the captain in Jaws.
Yeah, I can't think of the actor. Robert Shaw. Shaw.
Thank you, Robert Shaw. A blonde-haired Robert Shaw at that,
and very buff too.
Yes,
because in Jaws he got a little flabby in Jaws.
Yeah, eating his catches, I guess.
Yeah, but like I said, it just penetrated the culture so much that you look at this, and there's like whole studies and pages on just these two characters. Cool. I got a feeling that people actually sit down and do like thesis papers or something for some sort of PhD or something somewhere.
Yeah. Actually, that would make a great. You know what? Robert Greenberger does all of these books on superheroes or nemesis of whatever character and whatever. He needs to do one on villains if he hasn't already.
Well, I know he just did a top 50 of the Justice League and the top 100 female of DC Comics, which I got to find. I want to get the top female DC characters because I helped contribute to that.
Interesting. All right.
But yeah, you should talk to Bob. Bob really, he's not doing a whole lot of teaching right now. So yeah.
I talk to Bob frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My next one, I was gonna do Dr. Zinn. Okay. For you.
That's not on your list for number.
No, it's not, and I'm going to tell you why I didn't choose him on this list.
Okay.
Okay. Is one, we've done him to death.
Yes.
Every time we talk Johnny Quest, Mark brings him up.
Wait, stop.
You can't have Johnny Quest without Dr. Zinn.
Do you know,
exactly.
Did he just insult Dr. Zinn? Did he just insult Johnny Quest?
No.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Now,
I'm saying is every time we talk about Johnny Quest, Dr. Zinn is mentioned. So it's not new territory. It's not new territory.
What? What did you get? Okay, that did it.
So, are you going to take over the show, Mark?
Yeah. How you doing, Rose? How you doing, babe? Wait a minute. Now I got to find him. Oh, crap.
Him.
Oh, no, I really did lose him. Oh, there he is. Well, do I want to do this? Yeah, okay, whatever. All right. And boom. There he is.
Hey, you know the crocodiles down in the pit here, they wanted to know when they were going to get paid.
Yeah, or fed. Okay, I'm paying them. That's why I put it down there. Okay. So go ahead and slams in all you want. That's okay.
All right. So this next video, you need to start at 18 minutes and 25 seconds.
Okay, 18.
All right. So this villain has been around since 1934. Okay. And in most cases, with the exception of one really ridiculous film, he was pretty much solid as a villain. There was 18 minutes and 25 seconds, please.
Actually, there is none. This is only a 1 minute video.
Really? The one I gave you should have been an entire episode.
Let me look at your list again. Let me look at your list. Ming the Merciless. I have only one video in your list.
Because basically it was the first episode that I had you, and it was the intro to Ming the Merciless.
No, I'm looking at your list, and it's only one video in there, and that is look at that. You say so. You know what? Remember what I said before?
I know.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's see.
No, it's okay. We can talk about him though.
Yeah, you keep talking. I'm gearing this thing up for you.
Okay, so Ming the Merciless started in 1934 with the first Flash Gordon movie serial, which was incredibly successful. Okay, now, Mark, if you ever get a chance to go back and watch the movie serials of Flash Gordon, they said basically the third episode was the sexiest video of the 1930s you could ever imagine.
I got to find it.
Yeah. It had a lot of dancing naked, semi-naked women at the beginning that you just kind of went, this is right at it. So cliched. It became so cliched. It was hysterical.
A lot of skin,
Yeah. I don't know if that was before or after the Hays Code or caused it, but
now was that the Buster Crab one? So is that the Buster Crab?
Yes, that was. Now, a little side note about it, the hero there, Buster Crab was an Olympic swimmer, a gold medalist Olympic swimmer. And then he also did Buck Rogers too.
Yeah. What time you wanted time stamp? 18 what?
18 minutes and 25 seconds.
Got it. Oh, okay, good. Now let's figure this out.
Yeah, we're having a little technical difficulties, folks. Apparently, the clips I gave Mark either weren't the right clips or we had some problems downloading them. So we do ask that you bear with us on this.
Yes, and we do have a solution to that, which I'm experimenting with right now. Stand by.
So those also, Mark, can I mention what you talked to me about the Warner Brothers thing from last week?
Yes, please.
So last week, those of you that were watching, we got a notice that we had violated a copyright with Warner Brothers, I think is what it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of people are getting those.
Yeah, and what happened was we apparently tagged one of their videos and an algorithm kicked in and basically shut us down. Now, we were still able to have the show continue on. We recorded it, and we'll be showing it on the Hanging with the Web show on their channel, which we recommend if you haven't already subscribed to it. We do suggest you subscribe to that channel.
Lots of great content on there.
Yeah, it is. It's fabulous. Warner Brothers then came back and said, no, we're wrong. Go ahead and keep using it. So Warner Brothers, unlike certain other networks or studios, has come back and allowed us to use those clips. And I think they're realizing that we're just using clips. We're not making money off of it, which is why we post that at the beginning. And we also are basically we're giving free advertising to their content. You know, we're loving it. We're not being critical. We love their stuff.
Absolutely.
So,
all right, Jerome,
anyway.
I'm doing this live somehow. I can't advance it unless I bring it up on the screen completely.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
So I'm experimenting this little process they have here. So bear with me as I did advance it.
Did you?
What's that say? 1719.
I can't see it.
Hold on. Yeah, it's real tiny. Let me go. 18, 19, 27. Let's go back.
There, 27 is about good. You can just leave it.
Good enough. All right, let's try this thing and see how this works. It allows me to access YouTube right through the platform rather than downloading clips, which I like to do anyway because I have more control over it. So here you go, Jerome. Ooh. She's hot.
Okay, you can stop it there.
Okay, Cheryl says no sound, but we've been hearing it. So if you guys heard that
I
clip,
had no problem with the audio.
Yeah,
I'm sorry?
They said on my watch party, they said they couldn't hear it either.
Interesting.
Very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's keep going, and hopefully they'll hear the next one. So let me bring this down.
Right. So, like I said, with the exception of that horrible movie from the 1980s and the terrible. I mean, it was pretty bad. Let's not kid ourselves. The music was great, but the movie was pretty bad. And the less said about the Sci-Fi Channel's Flash Gordon series, the better.
I liked it.
Oh my God, Rose!
I enjoyed it a lot. I was sad when it got canceled.
Rose!
Poor Rose.
Rose,
she's been misled.
You know, I love bad movies, Rose, but I couldn't even stomach that show. Okay. I mean, and I'm the guy who sat through Manos without the MST3K stuff. Okay.
Oh, God help you.
Okay. If I could sit through Manos but couldn't sit through the Flash Gordon TV serials, I think you need to really reevaluate what you like. So, all right. So, obviously, you know, you can't hear from Ming, but if you actually want to hear that and see that, guys, on YouTube, just find the very first New Adventures of Flash Gordon episode. Okay. Was a really good early 1980s serial from Filmation. Really did real justice to Flash Gordon, and the Ming really right out of the 1930s serial. Couldn't ask for a better one. The next one, you
say that, I think of Fruit Loops.
Really? Fruit Loops for Ming the Merciless?
No, you said it was one of the cereals.
Oh.
Come on.
Okay, you got me on that one. Point one for Mark. Okay. Yeah, you guys should have seen Mark before the show. He was on fire.
Yes,
okay.
He was.
I was singing like crazy.
So the next one is one of the all-time great villains, but he came to the show kind of late. He started in 1983. And to be honest, until the late 90s, most people didn't know a lot about this character's past, why he was a villain, why he was this arch nemesis. So this next video, go ahead and run anytime you want to. It's just a compilation of clips of this character. I couldn't find anything that's really, you know, villain clips for him, even though he's one of the greats of all time.
yes, he is.
Okay.
Skeletor, how did you get in?
The same way we are going to get out.
Oh, no, you don't.
When you can move again, you can tell your people, if they want Prince Adam back, send He-Man to get him. We'll be in the Banshee Jungle. Out of my way, beast! It's the sorceress, you boob! Petros! He's someone I could almost respect. Stop him, you fools! Just as I suspected. Hollow, you metal-munching moron! Why do I surround myself with fools? Even the robots are smarter than you. They should call you Wimplash. Come, you fools. Too late, fools. Curse you all. Fool. You blundering fool. You're all fools if you think you can stop me. Dolts, half-wits, bunglers.
You can stop it whenever you want, Mark.
You couldn't even beat a motley group of gnomes. The fool traded it to me for Eternian silver.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was expecting he was almost like a Dr. Smith there for a minute, you know, with all his little analogs on, you know, you bumbling boob and this and that.
Well, if you've watched, those of us that are, you know, I mean, I went back and watched when we did the He-Man episode. on this show. I went back and watched a couple of the episodes, and Skeletor is actually a pretty bright guy and a pretty good villain. The problem is his henchmen are horrible. You know, that's really his problem. He's not really good at hiring henchmen. You know, he's got like one, or I mean, what's her name? Evil Lynn is pretty good, but even she's kind of bumbling. You know, now. The thing about this all is that we don't know his origin. We don't know why is he a villain. What caused him to basically look the way he does. Well, in the 2000s, they actually showed a clip on how he became Skeletor.
Oh, cool.
Okay, and I got to go back and relook at it. But there's a couple of points I read that he's actually the uncle of Prince Adam.
Oh,
and that he didn't get the throne.
Yeah, kind of like a Lion King kind of scenario there.
Right. He's basically he's the proto Scar, So there's that, and then there's some other aspects of how he was involved in alternate universes and stuff like that. There's some very interesting web pages out there on Skeletor's history and everything else. Now, what's funny is Skeletor in popular culture has moved from villain to inspirational guru guy. Okay, there are pages of memes and clips out there that are the wisdom of Skeletor.
Ooh.
Okay, basically you can get through your day and through all your problems if you listen to the wisdom of Skeletor. So
makes sense.
Skeletor has definitely gotten up in the world.
Hey, which one of these is an NBC product that you've shown so far?
NBC would be Flash Gordon.
Okay, they sent me a nice, cute little message a couple seconds ago.
Are we being shut down again?
Not being shut down, but we're fine. Keep going.
Okay. Well, that's going to present some problems because there's a couple of on here that are further NBC.
We will do the best that we can.
Right. Okay. So the next one is actually another NBC product. And that's Gargamel. I can't never pronounce it.
Gargamel.
Yeah, he's I don't know what to say. I mean, I really didn't care for the Smurfs. I was rooting for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of people did.
So now the funny thing about him is he doesn't start as a villain per se. He's a wizard / alchemist, and he wanted to use them, basically grind them up to make gold.
Aha.
Okay, and if that didn't work, he was going to put basically barbecue sauce on them and eat them.
Ooh,
okay,
yummy.
Apparently, deep fried Smurf tastes pretty good.
Ooh, yes. Sounds
now,
good.
what's funny though is that
he's also Never mind. Sorry.
Do you shish kebab a Smurf?
Yeah.
Shish
Smurf. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. What's funny though is that he's also the creator of Smurfette.
Yes.
That pervert. He built a robot?
No. She was originally a brunette.
Oh, well.
And she was basically created as a spy to go into there. And basically she overcame her programming and decided she wanted to be a real Smurf. So Papa Smurf turned her blonde, white-haired? I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, because you have to be blonde to, be good,
Now you see how women basically destroys a society. We men were probably all fine until you threw a chick in the mix. Oh, man.
Apparently, the people in France who make the Smurfs said that in later comics they're going to be adding more and more women into the Smurfettes.
Well, they better, because even the first Planet of the Apes movie had one chick, and I was scratching my head there too. The math just didn't work. I'm sorry.
No, there were two chicks.
There were one chick.
Nova.
Oh, well, when he got there and he found her.
All right.
Why'd I bring her?
All right, good point. All right. So, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, he said in the opening of that she was going to be the Eve to their planet. I'm thinking, yeah, that's not really going to work out for them. Is it? All right. So I don't know if you want to run the clip and risk getting a love note from NBC or not.
We're going to run all the clips. Don't worry about it.
Go ahead.
This is
another one of those compilations. So just start wherever you want and stop whenever you think we need to.
Got it.
place?
You're in my magic mirror, you rotten, miserable little Smurf.
Hello?
Hello? Gargamel! Oh, Smurf is me! Oh, let me go, you dumb wizard!
Well, 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 my first Smurf. Ow! No, not yet, Asriel. First, we must catch more of these revolting little Smurfs.
Hello?
They are very loyal, and when they come looking for this one, then we shall dine on Smurf stew.
Fix your spells, fix your spells. Yes, here we are. For best results, all fix your...
Wait a minute.
Stop that there.
I know that voice.
Ooh, Gargamel?
Yes.
All right, hang on a minute. I'll look him up.
Listen for a sec.
Spells should be cast in absolute quiet. Well, there's always plenty of quiet around.
Papa Smurf! Papa Smurf!
That's Dick Dasterly.
I don't know. Maybe. Hang on a second here.
That's what I was hearing there. So, just so we can.
Cartoon series.
Speaking of Dick Dasterly, have you seen the new Scooby-Doo movie yet, Mark?
Yeah, I heard about that.
No, I have not. But we had great fun with Supernatural, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, so I have to do that.
I'm serious. I'm looking. Hang on a second here.
Yeah, if it's taking you too long, just keep going. We can look that up at another time.
Yeah. So apparently, you know, as
Paul
you heard,
Winchell.
Paul Winchell. Yeah.
Yes, the cartoon crew can no longer comment in our chat box, but they're commenting through the message system.
Yeah.
Here. So Cheryl just said Paul Winchell is the voice of Gargamel.
Okay. So anyway, so as you can see, not a super scary villain, but for basically kids that are maybe 5 or 6, kind of scary.
Right.
Okay. And so anyway, we'll move on. So in the 1960s, there was this show that people on this show love called the Thunderbirds.
Yes.
And so if you remember on the Thunderbirds, they had this guy working for them whose name completely escapes me, but his brother was a villain. He was known as the Hood. And we'll get into him in a second. So go ahead. Like I said, another one is just this one. Next one is just a compilation of all of his failures.
Yeah, always give me a little bit of time.
Yeah, I know.
To set up.
No, that's fine. It's my fault on this one.
That's all right.
Just so
I'm going to
you
be
know,
ready for you in a sec. So just keep going.
So let me just say this: the Hood's main goal throughout the entire series of the Thunderbirds was to get the secrets of the engines that powered the Thunderbirds. They're atomic engines, and he wanted to get them for himself because basically that way he could do probably a faster getaway or get into the banks real quick or whatever, you know. But that was his goal. He had some powers, and we'll talk about those on the other side.
All right, ready?
Yes, go ahead. Taking pictures of.
At last, the Red Arrow is destroyed. In a few short hours, the gold will be mine. What? Police? Nah, they will never catch up with me.
Proceeding along Highway FR in pursuit of van registration number OMC 119.
All right, we good?
Yeah, we're good. Basically, so you know, the reason those cops were there is the bridge is out, and they were trying to warn people, and he ignores them, and off he goes. Okay.
Oh, I just have so much admiration for that show as a whole. It's just what they did.
You and me both.
Yeah, and he had mind control powers too. That he could control his brother from a distance and everything.
Yeah, his eyes glow, and I think I got a picture.
Yeah, they glow red.
There
you go. They were originally red, and then they went with the yellow.
Sure.
Okay.
The red works, I think.
So, which is funny is that they also used him as a villain in the Thunderbirds movie.
Yes.
That live action
movie. And he was played by Ben Kingsley.
Yeah, which I have a feeling Ben Kingsley probably had a mortgage payment or something to do.
Yeah, I think he actually wore this outfit too.
It was close to it.
Yeah, I thought I saw him in one of those outfits. But yeah, Ben Kingsley was the Hood.
Yeah. Okay, so so the next one, what's that? Was somebody who said they were laughing? Oh no. So that's something else. Never mind. That's from a different one that I got. I got like 3 different commentary coming at me.
Oh well, that's good that you got them coming at you. So
well, it's through the messengers. All right. So anyway,
we've been knocked off of YouTube.
Okay. Well, we'll keep going. We'll keep going, and whenever they knock us off, we usually when we record and we put it back up, they
upload. Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead. On the next one is another one of the cliches right out of Perils of Pauline. Is our favorite Dick Dasterly. Okay, so go ahead and run that one if you can, and I'll talk about it while you're setting it up. If Dasterly wasn't trying to stop everybody else, he could actually win a number of these races.
Right.
I went back and watched a lot of them, and the man is actually ahead in a lot of cases because his car is actually better than a lot of everyone else's. He just decides that he doesn't want to try winning normally. If he were to try winning normally, I guarantee you this guy would have won a number of those races. I'm not sure if Muttley is competent or not competent. Cheryl says something about YouTube back. So.
Okay. Oh yes, it is. I see it as well on my phone.
Okay.
I'm trying to get up this next video. I have it. It's not loading. So.
All right. Well, if it doesn't work, then
hold on. Always hold your breath.
But I'm
gonna turn blue. I'll look like a Smurf.
Not coming up. In fact, I don't see any of you guys up in stream here. So. It's playing pictures. So can you talk a little bit about Dasterly?
Yeah,
I'm playing here.
All right. So Dasterly was based off of a couple of off of a character from I think it was The Great Race, or was it? It wasn't those daring young mans from the Flying Machines, but it was Jack Lemmon.
Yes, that was The Great Race with Tony Curtis and
Natalie Wood. Yep. Which was great. There was that, and they use this type of character in a lot of those silly movies. In those Daring Young Men and the Flying Machines, they used a version of him as one of the guy with the gap teeth. Can't think of his name now.
Oh,
but he was. Yeah, you can see him.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. He was sort of like what Dirk Dasterly was, but not as much fun. So. If Dirk wasn't doing the race, he'd probably be tying Penelope Pitstop to a railroad track or something. You could see that. And if you notice that he is similar to the guy from Dudley Do-Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, The Great Race, Cheryl says. And
that's Professor Fate. Yes.
Professor Fate. Yeah.
Yeah. So, he's also similar to the guy from Dudley Do-Right, the villain from Snidely Whiplash.
Yeah, I cannot get this
All right,
video.
Well,
I have the video loaded in. It just does not want to show, and I see it on my phone as it being in there. I just can't see it on my screen, which is just another goofball here. You go ahead and keep talking, Jerome, if you can.
So, why don't we just, skip him, because I'm looking at the time where we're at. We've got a few more to come. We can always swing back around to him.
Sure.
It's not like we haven't done the wacky races before. So one of the things that we've talked about, I keep hearing someone say hello. Oh yeah.
So why?
Okay.
So
Yeah, no,
why?
that's my problem. It's the messenger from my instead of a ringtone or something, I put the hello on as a
Oh, that's coming from your phone.
Yes, I can't turn it down either. I'll just have to next time it comes up, I'll just have to go to a different one. Because
Yeah,
anytime I get a cling from my messenger, I'll either get a ringtone or something that I can't turn off.
It's really interesting because I was hearing this hello and I thought I was actually being hacked. So I didn't
No,
want to
you're
give
not.
credence. I didn't want to give credence to it and attention. Guys, I'm going to have to get off. Guys, keep going. I'm going to get off and get back on if you don't mind.
Okay.
Because I cannot, let's see.
All right. So anyway, one of the shows that we've talked about in the past is HR Puffin stuff.
Oh,
and we've talked about how much we love Witchy Poo.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we've done Witchy Poo. We've talked about Witchy Poo. Well, we even talked about the Vroom Broom.
Yeah.
Okay. So I decided that we needed to talk about the other villain in that universe. So we went all the way across the world to Lidsville. And there we ran into Charles Nelson Riley as Horatio J. Hoodoo. Okay. Now, which is funny because a little side note, if you watch this next clip, the guy's bald. And what you don't know is that Charles Nelson Riley was actually bald. All the times that you see him, he's actually wearing a toupee. Okay.
Really?
And
On the match game, he was wearing a toupee?
Yes, he was. As a matter of fact, his last show, they actually took the toupee off and put it on one of the contestants who was also bald. Okay. Yeah, I looked up because Charles Nelson Riley always cracked me up as a kid. And yeah, he was on Match Game for a long time. There were two or four episodes he missed because he was in New York getting his toupee fitted properly.
We're all good, Jerome.
Okay, so go ahead and run the clip that I gave you for number 8, and you can go at about 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
6:30.
Yeah. This is one of those that I remember as a kid watching. Lidsville was not as much fun as HR Puffin stuff. The villain was great, but I think they wasted can't think of her name, the woman who played Witchy Poo as the genie.
Billy Hayes?
Yeah, Billy. I think they wasted Billy Hayes in that show.
Hey, Jerome, what number again? 6 what?
6 minutes and 30 seconds. So there we are with, yep. So yeah, they had Billy Hayes as the kid's genie. Oh,
all right, here we go.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's 6:30.
Yeah, no, we're in Dick Dasterly. I thought we were doing Hodo, but that's okay.
I love Muttley.
Everybody loves Muttley.
Okay, you can stop there.
There we go.
Keep talking, Jerome. Keep talking,
right.
Jerome.
So obviously Dick Dasterly is very Wile E. Coyote. Things happen to him and he manages to go on. He's just not buying from Acme, that's all. So in Lidsville with Hoodoo, if you can go to that number 8 clip, please.
Yeah, stand by. I can't move.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted. That's the one I wanted you to do at 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay. But that's okay. What you did was okay. So Charles Nelson Riley was a stage actor. I don't know if you knew that. He ended up doing a lot of other small shows, especially the comedies of the 1960s. I know he was on Bewitched and some other stuff, but he really got known for some of the work he did with kids shows and the Match Game.
Okay, what number on this?
6 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right, here we go.
An episode.
I got
So
it.
go ahead and run it
when I got it. So
yep.
6 what?
6:30. So yeah, this was a really weird show, more so than whatever a lot of the others that they've done. There we go. It's the old Jack and the Beanstalk type story. He's gonna climb out of Lidsville.
I didn't see any dollar bills on the branches.
But it has a boy and a genie on it. Now, don't you think if somebody kidnapped them, the good hat people would dig up their life savings and pay a fortune to get them back? Hmm?
But, boss, who would do a rotten thing like that?
You're looking at it. Horatio J. Rotten. I'm off.
Rotten, 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 rotten. Horatio J. Rotten's off now.
Master, you see any giants yet?
Of course not, Weenie. Now why don't you come out of the ring? There's really nothing to be afraid of.
Oh no! Look!
Beanstalk at 3 o'clock. Oh, and there's the brat. Oh, joy, I'm going to be rich. Rich.
Climb, Master, climb!
Oh, look! Hoodoo is coming!
Careful, Mark.
Gotcha. You can't escape. Hulk. Come back here, brat.
You'll never get me!
No, I'm the only escape artist here. Now get in this catamaran, brat. What am I doing? I'm a magician. I'm asking you nicely once more. Surrender or I'll turn you into a butterfly.
That's asking me nicely. You'll never get me.
Oh, no. Take that. Bravo, Hoodoo. Ah, come here, my pretty. Let me add you to my collection. Hoodoo, you absolutely killed me.
Cha-cha-da-cha-cha-da-gee, sailing along with butterflies.
Okay, you can stop it there.
I wonder how many kids had nightmares watching these
I'm
shows.
sure. I'm sure there are quite a few of them.
I mean, I'm getting a creepy vibe just watching these clips, man.
It kind of is creepy, isn't it? I thought it was just me.
It's creepy.
And we do know who the kid was, right? Originally,
That was Butch Patrick, right?
right?
Yeah.
From the Munsters. Yeah, Eddie Munster. And of course, Charles Nelson Riley. I've been watching the Buzzer Network lately, and Buzzer is a game show network. So I've been seeing Match Game a lot.
I love Match Game. It's one of my
so do I.
favorite game shows.
So do
it never gets old. It never gets old.
The funny thing is the not only was it the first couple of seasons were really tame, so it was kind of boring.
Oh yeah,
But
once you got. Go ahead. I'm sorry, my bad.
No, I was gonna say is once they got to the innuendos, man, it got fun.
Well, I think this is how Richard Dawson originated his freaking kissing scenario on Family Feud was that damn show, But I've been watching the old Match Game shows and things, and Charles was a regular. Charles Nelson Riley was a regular on that, and of course we do know Witchy Poo, which Witchy Poo was the genie in Lidsville, and here you see them together, which I thought was a rare photo. I actually don't remember that episode.
They actually did 2 crossover episodes.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, where each of them showed up in each other's world.
Right.
And that was a weird show. And I gotta say, like I said, Lidsville was really was of all of them, because I mean they also had Sigmund and the Sea Monster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was interesting, but I couldn't really get into it.
They had the
Bugaloos. I couldn't get into that.
Land of the Lost is part of that collection as well.
Was it really? I thought it was its own separateness.
It was a Sid and Marty Krofft production.
Yeah, but I mean, Lidsville to me, I just was like these guys in like these weirdo hat outfits. You know?
They could have called it Acid Land.
I thought that's what HR Puffin stuff was.
Yes, all of that came out from there. Yeah, you're great.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm ready for your next clip too. By the way.
All right. So the next one is one of the other great villains of all time. Yeah, there it is. I gotta turn that off. Hang on a second here, because you guys are gonna kill me with that tone that I keep doing.
What? I didn't hear it. Did it go off?
You hear it? Yeah, it did.
Is that Gwen though?
No, it's not. It's
Hello?
a standard. It's a standard ringtone for Facebook Messenger.
I really honestly thought I was being hacked. I didn't think you guys heard it at all. I thought it was just on my end coming through my computer because I kept hearing it, but I was ignoring it. I'm like, I know what's going to happen if I answer, so I'm not saying
what happened
nothing.
was I'm on the producers chat for Hanging with the Show. You got yourself off of that. So when Garrett posts something about it, everybody starts commenting. And I'll get like 9 or 10 going one right after another. And the dinging noise for it was just driving me crazy yesterday when I was trying to do some work.
It drove us crazy too, just so you
right.
know.
So my wife and I decided we needed to change the ringtone. And we went through all the ringtones, and we thought that the hello from the little kid was hysterical because it reminded us of Gwen. We're going, that's going to make me crack up every time I hear it.
Gwen, so.
All right, who's your next one, Jerome?
Well, the next one is a 9 billion year old supervillain. Okay,
9
he's from another
billion years.
No,
9
million.
billion. Wow.
Million.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, million.
He's been fighting with the heroes on this for 9 million years. So why don't you go ahead and run the clip, and then we'll talk about him and all the uniqueness of this great villain.
Well, you know, every time you say billion, I was kind of
Dr. Evil. You were doing Dr. Evil.
$9 million.
Oh, Transformers.
All right, there's no start time. There's no start time on this.
No,
right?
no, just go ahead. It's a very short clip.
Man in these parts, if you hurt me,
that had to
you'll
hurt.
suffer for it.
Hurt you, Mr. Burger? I want to help you. It pains me to see a man of your obvious brilliance deceived by Autobot propaganda.
Autobot propaganda?
You see, you are so brainwashed by it that you don't even suspect that they are evil and we are good. Oh, the power of public relations.
Do you expect me to believe this?
Not yet. It is hard to tear away the veil of ignorance. But if I show you proof, would you use your power and influence to help us?
Suppose you are telling me the truth. What's in it for me?
All that you survey, the entire city will be yours.
First, you must prove that the Autobots are evil.
I shall. Dirge, take our friend home.
My price is 2 cities.
There is no limit to what you can have if you join us.
I love it. I love it.
Okay.
He thinks he will be king, but he will never be more than a pawn.
It's freaking awesome.
Okay, so there you go. That's
Okay.
it. Okay, so let's talk about Megatron and his history. Megatron was not originally a leader. He was what they called a field commander, created by the Decepticons. Okay, and then apparently they made him too well because he ended up taking over the Decepticons. And what ended up, ironically, is Megatron is actually responsible for the creation of Optimus.
Not directly, but kind of indirectly, right?
Right. He shot the bot that later became Optimus.
So he was the bot that shot the bot that the bot shot the bot.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I got it. Okay. I just letting you know I'm on top of things.
You're on a roll today, man.
Yeah, he's been up to way. Mark, you need to take a nap today, okay?
I plan on it. I've been up since 1:30, so yeah, okay.
Okay, so Megatron has been around in various informations. He was first Megatron, then during the movie he became Gravitron.
Right.
In the original what they call the first generation series, he would transform into a Walter 38 gun, which was hugely controversial.
Yeah, hey, it was stupid. He transforms into a gun, and then somebody just grabs him.
usually it's
pew, pew, pew.
Usually it's Star Screamer or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Pew, pew. Here, I'll turn into a gun. Grab me.
Hey, it worked. What can I say? You know.
Okay.
He never got captured. You know.
Stupid.
And he was and throughout all of them. My favorite was in Beast Wars. Was the other Megatron that was named after him discovers him because of they discovered they were trapped in the volcano and everything else. Yeah, so I mean Megatron has been through the entire system of Transformers. He's the ultimate villain. Okay, now when you think villains and superheroes, what's the very first villain that pops into your mind?
Lex Luthor.
Exactly. Now, this is the Lex Luthor we know today. Lex Luthor is the corporate raider. And that was because of the redesign by John Byrne, the artist John Byrne, for the Man of Steel comic that reintroduced the world to Superman in the 1980s after the Crisis on Infinite Earths. But during the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, Lex Luthor was a mad scientist. Not just crazy, but really upset.
Probably.
Now, if you go and run this clip, it started at 1:20. You're going to see why in the 1950s up to the 1970s and into the very early 80s, why Lex was always mad at Superman / Superboy.
Alrighty, one.
We're going to skip a lot of pretext or whatever. You're going to see what caused this animosity between them.
Okay.
They were childhood friends.
Yes.
Okay.
And here we go.
In that case, it's my turn to surprise you. I'll show you how Superboy expresses his gratitude to someone who saves his life.
With lightning speed, Superboy gathers the useless junk from Luthor's shack and creates a modern experimental laboratory for young Luthor.
Wow. I love it.
It's incredible, Superboy. There's everything I'll need to become the world's greatest boy scientist.
I hope you enjoy it, Lex. And thanks again for saving my life.
Later, as young Lex Luthor embarks on a fateful experiment.
With this chunk of kryptonite I removed from the gully, I'll be able to repay Superboy for this wonderful lab. There, I've done it. I've created a kryptonite antidote. Soon Superboy will be totally indestructible. Deadly fumes. Breathe.
Oh no, there's smoke coming from Lex Luthor's lab. My super breath will extinguish it. Lex, are you all right?
You rat! Your super breath destroyed my lab and blew the gas fumes at me, causing my hair to fall out.
But it was an accident.
Don't
There you go.
worry.
You can stop there.
Of my genius.
Okay.
Now you'll never have this kryptonite antidote I invented for you.
Wow, look at that hairstyle.
So
Boy,
there
he
you go.
turned on him real quick, man.
Well, because, he made him lose his gorgeous locks, which I thought, I'm like going, okay, you're the greatest chemist there is, and you can't reinvent Rogaine.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. He's so brilliant. It's like hair.
So John Byrne decided that in 1985 when they redid Man of Steel, the mad scientist trope had just been worn out. What was the scariest thing at the time? And this was during the time of the corporate raider. And he decided that Lex Luthor as a corporate raider was actually scarier than the mad scientist.
Wow.
And if you think about it, it is true, And he's been the mad scientist ever since.
Yeah.
So that's Lex. Now,
yeah,
we have one more to go.
Yes.
My personal favorite.
Yes. I have to agree with you on this one, buddy boy. This is my personal favorite.
And now we've seen this character, Rose. You're gonna know him the moment you see this. You can by the way, we're gonna start about 10 seconds in. I don't want to go through the credits on this, Mark, so you can do the setup. Okay.
Right.
The problem is this. Okay, this character has been around since the 1930s, and there's been various incarnations of him done up until including and I'm gonna give you a hint, Heath Ledger. Okay, and Joaquin Phoenix. And quite frankly, and she says unavailable again, Cheryl.
Yes, I saw that as well.
Okay. All right. So what do we see here? We see that one person doing voice acting has defined this character more so than any of the other famous people. More so than who was it in the 1960s, Mark?
Cesar Romero.
More so than Caesar. More than Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix. Who was it in Suicide Squad? Leto, Jared Leto, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This was it. Mark Hamill, the quintessential character. Roll that beautiful footage.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
Jingle bells, Batman smell, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile lost the wheel, and the Joker got away. Crashing through the roof in a one-horse open tree. Busting out I go, laughing all the way.
Okay, you stop it there.
Come on, Batman. It's Christmas Eve.
Stop it.
Let's kick back and get into the spirit.
He might kill me.
fun.
The Joker's escaped. He might kill me.
Okay, so why did I choose that clip? Because
Because
that
of his
song,
face?
No, that song was a song that every kid always sang about Batman during Christmas time.
That's very true.
I mean, I remember singing that back in the 1960s. Okay, so and besides,
here.
Kara said we should do it because we needed to do Christmas in July.
Yes.
Now, this is, I mean, there is whole papers actually written on this villain. I've actually seen academic papers on the Joker. What his neurosis and his insanity is he the flip side of Batman? I mean, just whole aspects of this character that he has penetrated so deeply into our culture. It is fascinating, you know? I don't know what you guys have to think about him, but he's one of my favorites.
You know, he's just probably one of the greatest villains of all time, you know?
I have to admit, yeah, he is.
I mean, you can portray him as comic and scary, and you know, I mean, you know, he just runs the gamut. You know, I can see how papers can be written on Joker alone. You know.
Yeah. He is definitely a best friend you don't want to have because you don't know when your life can depend on whether he's serious or whether he's funny. You know, both ways. So it is a great character.
Now, on the side note, in the when the Batman the Animated Show, he got himself a girlfriend.
Harley Quinn?
Harley Quinn, his former psychiatrist. And so what happened here is that for a while, people were misinterpreting that. People were misinterpreting that relationship. You would see T-shirts in the 1990s and in the early 2000s said, "Forget whatever, I want a relationship like Joker and Harley." And finally, some people started going, you do realize she's in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
And that's when Harley started making the change, and Joker got a little more murderous as she left.
Yeah.
So,
but she had lost part of her mind too. So even though it was an abusive relationship, I don't think she was really keen to it. She thought that was part of the relationship between her and Mr. J.
Well, you know, he is the ultimate bad boy. You know,
I am the knight. I just want you to look at my chest.
No, forget it. You know,
girls get all the fun. It's my turn. Anyway,
So that's the list of villains. We're done with the villains.
Hey, you did great, man.
It was a great list.
There are more villains out there to talk about. We could probably do another one, but I'll tell you, it was hard to find some of these clips.
Yeah. Well, you did a good job on it, and you know, it's if I could think of other villains, I'd have to start off with probably every superhero that I like, and then work from there. You know, because there's always a yin and a yang. With even Rocky and Bullwinkle had their yang, which was these two.
And the thing about the villains is the superheroes are easy to do with the villains. Okay, because you are, like you said, yin and your yang. Okay, I mean, you know. And they're easy to do. But all the other shows, it was villain of the week. It wasn't a consistent villain, and that's what I was looking for, was more consistent villains. You know,
you do have a volume control on that damn phone, right?
Not for this notification. I actually tried turning it down instead of changing
weird.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right. Hey, Cartoon Crew. So we've been slammed a couple times by networks, by studios, but that's just how it goes. We try to get through our show, and then we ask for forgiveness after the fact. Because we don't do this for monetary value whatsoever. I've always stressed the fact that we're trying to market or be a part of the marketing of whatever studio, whatever show. So we're actually helping them out. We're not getting paid to do this. So
yeah. Plus, this is an educational, informative.
That's right. It's educational
series, so.
and it's informative. Can you imagine any network who wants to do a special, a 1 hour special on whatever, and then have to notify each and every owner of a clip that they want to show during their, it's
crazy.
That's why networks and studios have really big legal departments.
Oh, of course. Yeah. They can probably pick up a phone. What? Oh, Dina says something that Dina. Oh, that Dina. Yeah. That hello comes from Sherlock. That is the voice of his little sister.
I don't know. I didn't see her, but I'll move it further away from us.
So, Mark, do you want to talk about tomorrow's show?
We got a lot to talk about. Yes. All right. Look, everyone that's watching right now, once again, thank you for joining us each and every Saturday, even through our technical difficulties, which we seem to always manage. Tomorrow, we're going to have a special show at 2 o'clock, and I am asking people to join in. And this is basically because the majority of our friends, all three of us here, is from the convention world. And we've met them through conventions. We've met them through conventions via Facebook and so on and so on and so on. And what we're doing tomorrow is we're going to do a special show on your convention experiences. So we ask that you share within reason now, okay? You're interesting. And I really will want to emphasize interesting because I understand how, people can be a little long-winded with their storytelling, and that includes us as well. But we want to try and get in as many people as we possibly can on convention experiences. So what you want to do is contact Jerome or Rose or myself to get a link to come on air, to literally come in front of a camera. So you need to have a camera and a laptop or a computer, whatever. And we want to put your face on the screen. And tell us a little bit about your interesting convention experiences. One of the other things that we're going to be doing during that show is we're going to be showing a few clips. Good God, Rose, all the damn clips look like they were of me.
Yeah, I got them right. Yeah, I did.
Well, I was like, okay, so I'm definitely going to add to that collection. And
I'll send you a couple of clips. I got a couple that I did when I did some costuming.
Yeah, I want to also make a special point, and this is a personal opinion. All of this virtual convention things that's been going on across the gambit. Everybody, Wizard World, GalaxyCon, Virtual TrekCon now, who are doing all of these quote unquote meet and greets and interview sessions on a computer now. Personally, and this is where the personal opinion comes in, they bore the hell out of me. And I realized that even at conventions, I wasn't sitting in listening to an actor because there's stories that I've heard a billion times around since I traveled to Gambit, at conventions. One thing that I didn't notice, and I watched what did I watch? I watched a virtual TrekCon thing that I think happened last night or whatever, and it was a Galaxy Quest. Not Galaxy Quest. What's the show that's on now? Orville. It was an Orville panel. And okay, I watched as much as I possibly could before I had to turn it off. And one of the things that I try to do is, prime example is what we do each and every Saturday, is that Rose, Jerome, and I don't just sit here and talk cartoons. We show you cartoons as well, whether in video format or in still format. And I think that brings a little bit more interest to the show, showing to our customers that you're just not watching our mouths move, okay, and listening to things that we can't. I mean, if Jerome were to say, hey, Mark, do you remember the bad guy that was against Huckleberry Hound? Well, good thing we prep these shows because I've done my research, and voila, I will have a picture of the bad guy, okay, who was nemesis to Huckleberry Hound, not just talking about it. So this is what we're going to try and do tomorrow too. So even though we're having a show on convention experiences, we ask that you all, many of you as we can possibly get on, come on, share your good, bad. What do we call it, Rose?
The
What's
good,
our
the bad, and
byline?
the ugly. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
The good, the bad, and the ugly of your experiences, if you have any. You may have a good, may not have a bad. You may have a bad and may not have a good. You know, just tell us.
We just want to run the gamut of our experiences in the convention world, since we don't have one this year. We don't have a convention world this year.
It is a dry year. Okay, it is a dry year. I actually don't know what was the first convention this year. We're talking back in January. My first would have been in April, and that was canceled.
My first was gonna be in January, called Aresia, but I canceled it due to financial issues.
Oh, I see. So it had nothing to do with COVID. It was just canceled.
I ended up going to one 2 weeks before the whole COVID thing. Well, COVID had already started, but it was like in the beginning of it. And I went to a local show in February, and I'm really glad I went, because I didn't realize at that time it would be the last one I'd get to go to this year.
Yes. All of my shows that were rescheduled have all canceled until next year anyway. So I actually have plane tickets that I can't use now. So the virtual cons, they're fine, they're okay. If some fans need to think that they want to see their stars, their favorite actors or whatever, and the only way they can do it is via their computers, their video screens. That's all well and fine. We've been throwing a little bit more interest in anything that we do. Prime example, like I said, Saturday morning cartoons. And of course, Cheryl says she went to Farpoint in February. Yes, wow. Yeah, that was probably the last of the minor ones, the bigger ones. I'm not gonna say minor; they're major, but in terms of size, occupancy. So tomorrow, share your convention experiences. Come on, we're gonna ask you questions. Okay, so it's not like you have to start out dry. We have questions. We have categories that these questions are in, and we're gonna put them to you. They're gonna be simple. Some multiple choice answers too. So that's tomorrow at 2:00. The three of us are gearing up. We're calling out friends that we know that's in the convention biz to come on and kind of share their experiences. So
here we go. Here's
what
a high
else you guys
resolution.
got? What's that, Jerome?
I'm going to send you a link right now.
Uh-oh. Okay, Jerome's going to send me a link. It'll probably start off with hello.
No, it will probably.
Isn't there? Aren't we going to be having? Isn't HWWS having a con coming up, like a showcase or something?
I know it's musical that they've been doing. I'm clicking on Jerome's link here now to see what this is about. What the? Oh, it says picture gallery recovery file not found.
Really? All right, I'll copy it. I'll copy it and I'll send it to you.
Okay. File not found. Okay. In terms of HWWS, I'm not sure what they got coming up next, but with their success of CyberCon, I'm sure they're going to want to do it again at some point. But I'm a little burnt out. Well, I just really didn't hold a lot of interest in watching these online convention experiences. I really didn't. It's nice to see some celebrities pop up on the screen and everything, but didn't do anything for me personally. So we're doing something different where we're giving you the mic, we're giving you the microphone and having you share.
We want to hear about like your experiences and what you really love about the world of conventions. It's just it's not just celebrities. There's a lot more to it than that. And
absolutely.
And I am missing that so badly right now.
I'm missing hanging out with my friends.
It's been very hard. It's been very hard on me, and it's like I have nothing to look forward to, because I used to go to 3 or 4 shows a year, sometimes more than that. But lately, I've been doing about 2 locals and 2 big ones, and it's not happening.
Yeah,
I miss hanging out with my friends. I miss, I'll tell you, I miss hugs. I would get all these hugs from my friends, and everything else.
It's a whole new world. We're going to discuss that, of course, tomorrow. With everybody. It's a whole new world, and it's going to be nice to hear what people think next year when 2021 comes around. What they think. Hey, Jerome, you scared me with that picture, man. I was so Cara was the Swedish chef because she doesn't have a head on.
It was a masquerade for the World Science Fiction Con, and it was called Beaker the Vampire Slayer. And I made that head right there. I was Beaker, and I'll explain it during the show tomorrow what that whole thing was. See if anybody can find it.
That was really scary what you showed me, and I'm trying to actually find a way to grab it. I know I can, so let's see that. It was
the result of a morning breakfast with what was called the Costuming Guild up here, and a month after that science fiction convention, the Democratic National Convention was held in Boston, so we had to have the Count kill the president.
The Count?
From Sesame Street.
That Count. Yeah, stupid me. My apologies.
We had Rizzo the Rat. We had Sam the Eagle. We had Miss Piggy. We had who is it? We had Fozzie the Bear. Rizzo the Rat, by the way, was the president. We had and who was the other one? Pepe the King Prawn. So we won an award for the heads that we did.
Yeah, Cheryl, thank you, dear. We're definitely going to have you on the show tomorrow. If anybody has already eaten at breakfast, my apologies for what's on the screen right now. Jerome found it in his best interest to send this to me. I want to reassure you all that it was not in his best interest. So, but we're gonna look at it. I just like the chick on the right. That's the only thing that interests me right now. And you're half the size you are.
And just so you know, that's the weekend she moved in with me.
Ooh, man, what was she thinking? Good God.
Trust me, she was getting away from a horrible ex-boyfriend.
Well, I'm sure
you had more hair.
Yes, I did. I had a lot more hair back then. That was, 20 odd years ago.
Yeah, I'm sure the conversation was really interesting.
We thought about doing the Swedish Chef, but we thought Beaker was funnier. Trust me, we sat through when we did this costume. We sat through 17 twice 30, about 32 episodes because they hadn't all been released. They were only on Time Life. We watched a whole mess of movies. By the way, if you ever get to see the opening to Muppets in Space, where they do a morning aerobics to Brick House, she's a Brick House. Gotta watch it. You'll laugh your keister off. Okay.
I will put that on my list. All right, everybody. Hey, thank you so much for joining us with Jerome, Rose, myself. We really appreciate the fact that you guys come out on early Saturday mornings and watch and listen to us. We appreciate that. Oh, by the way, okay, audience, settle down, audience. Whose turn is it next week?
Rose's.
Okay, Rose, anything you want to tell us now, or?
Yeah, we're going to be doing the Jetsons.
Oh,
the
yes.
Jetsons.
Guys, next week is the Jetsons. You need to meet George Jetson and his boy Elroy. Maybe Jane, his wife.
Daughter Judy.
And daughter Judy. Cool. So next week is going to be the Jetsons.
Yep.
So, hey, thanks everybody for joining us for this segment of Saturday Morning Cartoons. We will see you tomorrow, hopefully, 2 p.m. Come on in. We'll send you a link.
Yep.
Sure. And we'll be live streaming, guys.
Yeah, please tell your friends.
Tell everybody.
Going friends. Let them know that come on and join the show.
If you have interesting stories to tell, we really want to hear it. Come on, let's talk about what we've missed this entire season. Bye, guys. Take care. Good seeing you. Talk to you next week.